Good morning to everyone, and welcome to the second part of the entrepreneurship. So I will start it. We had also a question in the chat, so I will go back shortly to the vision board and explain it shortly. So we had last time on Tuesday the vision board, and it is a tool to develop and visualize your future. You can do it more graphically or maybe also with text, but I think it's easier and more in your mind if you do it with pictures. So yes, why do we need it? We need a vision board because it's it's positive psychology, and if you have something in your mind and you see it every day because you put it on your wall or next to your mirror, whatever in the kitchen, it will be automatically in your mind and you will act automatically like the goals on your vision board. So but that's not as easy because you have a vision, and that means you need to leave your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is where you feel safe and have everything under control. Of course, everybody knows you have everyday things where you have to be affected with others by others' opinions, or you will have to deal with challenges and problems. So you are every day in a fear zone, and where you also have a lack of self-confidence, and you have also every day a learning zone. So where you acquire with new skills, where you have to deal with challenges and problems. And these are also steps out of the comfort zone. And the last one, if you do this, you come to the growth zone. And this is the zone where you have your vision, where you have your goals, where you want to go with your career, with your study, in your life, whatever. And if you are there, you live your dreams, and then you can go and set new goals. So that means this zone is now your new comfort zone, and then the steps begins again. So, and then we had why we need a vision board. So it's like I mentioned before, you have a more success focused life because you defined targets, and you will be developed every day, and it's a motivated feeling to go with your goals. And it's an easier life because the vision board is also supports you with your decision. You can decide easier and fast the more important things. So you have it on your wall or wherever, and you see it every day, and it's clear for you. So that's easier. And if you are more focused and the life is easier, you're more active because you want to reach your goals. So you have a clear target and work to reach on it. And it's not like you think every day about what's next. So it's more in your mind and happen automatically. So it's not necessary to think about every day about these things. Okay, and here we have the points you can put in your vision board. You have job, money, financials, where you want to go. You have different choices. You can do it for short term, like 1 year, You can do it for the middle term, that I think 3 to 5 years, and you can do it on a long term, maybe 10 years. I would suggest, and my experience says the best thing is to do it for middle term. So you have an idea, and it's the way to reach it is not as long as 10 years. So then you can put in creativity things and leisure time. What would you like to do? Sports, other creativity things, vacation. Would you like to travel? What countries or cities would you like to see? About family and friendship and partnership. What would you like to do? Would you like to have a house? Would you like to get married? Whatever. And social activities, with whom you will meet, who will connect with, and sometimes if it makes sense for you, you can also put in sense and spirituality, and of course fitness and healthy. It depends also on sports, but also on stuff you eat. So, and location, where will you be? Would you like to be located? Okay. It's not necessary to have all points in the vision board, but if you have most of them, it's easier to reach because the way is more clear. So maybe you say, oh, 1 or 2 or 3 things are not important for me, not necessary. That's fine, absolutely. But maybe you think about these points. And of course, they should be measurably and realistic, and of course also doable on a schedule. It makes no sense if you see you have to study 7 years and you put it for a middle term 3 years until 5 years. So then make a long term for 7 years. So you can do it individually for your situation. So again, we had the question in the chat where we can do it or where you can do it, of course. Of course, you can do it with text if you want, but I think it's easier and better in your mind if you have it with pictures, a lot of pictures. Or you can also mix it, pictures and a little bit text. You can do it with your laptop or tablet, or you can also draw it like here, or you can put post-its. However you would like to do it, where you feel fine with. So like this. If you want to do it with drawing or post-its or whatever, you can also send a picture. So that's no problem. Okay. And as already mentioned, it makes sense to put it next to a mirror in the kitchen, next to the desk, where you see it every day. So that makes sense. Then you have it every day in your mind automatically without thinking about it. Okay. Are there further questions regarding the vision board? Okay, I think then we can go ahead and go to the agenda for today. As I heard in a few emails were asked about some informations, organizational things. So you can create a vision board or a canvas. I will explain today. And you send it until Friday. We have the email address above. I can also put it later in the chat. There's no problem. And if you want to have a feedback of one of these things, please write it in your email, and then I will give you a feedback, of course.
So, Suzanne, I'm sorry, Lucia Antolin Perez is asking if if they need to explain to you or just send it. What do you mean, Lucia? Please, could you explain you better?
Only you can send it. So I think a vision board is your personally vision. So it's not necessary to explain. I can have a look at it. I can maybe have some tips for you, like this. For the canvas, if you want, you can send a few sentences about your idea. That's possible, yes. I mean, do we have to talk about, so guys, or just, no, only you send the document and you will get a feedback by email.
Okay, Suzanne, is that okay if I make a screenshot of this slide?
Course.
And okay,
Sure.
I will send
and
you
can
guys.
put it in. Yes, absolutely. You can also make a screenshot if you want from the categories for the vision board, so then they have it also. Okay, then I go back.
And if they was not clear, if someone wants feedback, need to write it in the email. I want feedback, and then I will send this to Susanna, and then Susanna will send an email with the feedback. But if you don't ask for the feedback, it's okay too. So.
Yes, thank you, Susanne. Yeah, I have sent it.
Okay, thank you so much, Nina. Okay. Then we can start with the topic for today. It's about finding a business idea. There are different tools you can use. I will explain two for you. But we can also go back to the video from Tuesday with the ideas to find, or with other tools to find an idea. And then we have the big part of the business plan. And I will explain what do you need for the business plan, what you have to put in, how to get it, and all these things. Okay, so then let's start. I will start again with this video. So hope that works. So because there are a lot of ideas how to find ideas for a business. Only to remember. Okay.
Susanne, it doesn't have a sound. Probably you have to turn off your microphone.
Susanna, the video don't have sound. Susanna, we cannot hear you.
Susan. Sorry, Susan, you are mute.
Susan, you are mute.
Ay. Susan. Susan.
Lina, if you could send her a direct message, maybe
yes,
inside your contacts, you can send her a direct message.
Yes, Susan, sorry, you are mute, so we couldn't hear you.
Okay, sorry. I don't know. Okay. So then let me repeat shortly. So in the video, we saw how we can find a new business idea. They explained that it's possible to have a look at products and make it a little bit different or make it a bit better. So you have products or also other things, and you see, hey, if we can change this or that, it would be better and more people would like to have it. So these are ideas to find a business, and I would like to introduce to you today two different tools: the idea to go and the pain solver. So the idea to go is you go a walk, make a walk, have a deliberate view on your environment, have a look at people, at clothes, at animals, traffic signs, advertising, houses. So you can see a lot of things and you can think about it, if you can do it better or other. So open your eyes and make a walk. So that's a very easy thing. And maybe you have a good idea, and or do you have any memory to colors or smells? Maybe then you have an idea. Or anything to a special word on a menu. So I would like to say, open your eyes, go through your world, make a walk in your city, wherever, and have a look at things. And maybe you have an idea how you can make something a little bit better or change it. Maybe you have also an idea to change it and make it a little bit cheaper. So there are a lot of things, and if you Yeah, open in your mind, you will find a business idea. Another thing is the pain solver. Everybody knows this picture. If you want to toast a bread, you have a look in your toaster and see if you can see, now is it ready or not, whatever. And if you make it with glass, it needs to be a technical thing, but it's only an idea. Then there's not necessary to have a look in the toaster. So, which pain do you have every day? Maybe you go to work or to the university and you think every morning, oh my God, if this would be better then. So maybe it's an idea. Or which problem should be solved at last? Maybe it's also an idea. Or if you think about, or you get a service, or you buy a product and think, oh, there could be a service included. So maybe it's your idea. So there are a lot of things in our world which we can make a little bit better, or we can change it so to have a new idea. So these are two tools, very, very easy, I think, and very short, but maybe it's your idea and your business of tomorrow. Are there any questions so far? Okay, then we go ahead with a business plan. What's a business plan and why do I need it? And then we will have a look at topics and of the business plan and further tips, of course. Does anyone write a business plan until now? Has anybody an idea what a business plan includes, what it is, what it means?
I've done something similar to a business plan when we started our project. Set up our goals and we set up the resources that we have and also the channels for distributing, stuff like that. So as to go through it step by step and to make something similar to a feasibility study.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, very good. And it's a lot of work to think about all these things, right?
True. And you'll discover that there is something missing whenever you go through it. Every time you go through it, you find that there is something missing and you add it to it.
Yes, absolutely. It's like developing document, right?
It's a live document, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it grows every day, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Any other comments or experiences?
Yes, Lucia says I'm making a business strategy.
Ah, okay. What did you do in the strategy?
Lucia, feel free to turn on the microphone.
Yes. Maybe a little bit easier. Study the market and the customers. Yeah, absolutely. It's a very important point also in the business plan to have a lot of knowledge about markets and customers. Absolutely.
We have another comment. Susan says, Commander say that it is a written plan of the model that the business is expected to follow. Okay.
Ah, okay. Yeah. And does it work? Have you a controlling behind it? So you can also use a microphone if you want. Feel free.
KBA commander, if you want to turn on the microphone, will be good. And Lucia, no worries. We understand.
Okay, maybe later, and I think we go ahead. So thanks for telling your experience and what you did already. So a business plan is a description of a business idea with targets, and also, as already here mentioned, with a strategy, as well as the other general conditions. And the business plan should have two parts. It's a description, also a written form, and the figures. What sales do you have? What costs do you have? To have a lot of offers, and I will show you later to you. And we can have a look at the table with all figures we need for a business plan. So it's a little bit a guideline for your founding. If you put everything in, you can also work on it. So you see what you have to do next. You can also put in tables for different things, for marketing or sales, and then you can have a look if you have fulfill it or not, or why do you need to change it. So a lot of things, but we will talk about in detail about all these points. What do you think? Why do we need a business plan? Any ideas?
I think it's important because sometimes when you open a new business, you might get overwhelmed. So you might get distracted from your basic goal. That's why you need something to keep on returning to and to know exactly that you're in the right track.
Absolutely, yes. There are so many things, and to structure it a little bit, right?
Yeah, you get overwhelmed.
Yeah. Other comments, other experiences?
Yes, Catherine Kasamen raised her hand.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Lina. Yeah, thank you, Lina. And hi, everybody, and hi, Susan. I think the importance of a business plan can be also because as it is strategic, is something strategic, it helps to you to follow or to keep in mind the goals that you achieve or you want to achieve. Because sometimes when you create or you are on the way, you are creating an business or you're on the way, or you can see sometimes you have a lot of things and you can really see the goal, and that helps you to keep in mind that probably you are on the business plan, you have set some goals, and then maybe you are in the middle of the path. So it can help you also to keep that in mind.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. Are there other comments? Okay. So we have.
Yes, we have.
Yeah,
sorry, Susan, KBA
Sorry?
Commander. He would like to say something. Yes, sure. Go ahead. We can't hear you. We only see you, but we can't hear you.
Is that okay? You hear me
Sorry?
now?
Not very good, but
Can you make it a little bit louder, your microphone?
Can you hear me now?
or could you
Not
put it
really.
like a little bit closer to you?
I will try to
Yeah.
write it. Start.
Not really. So because of the...
Never mind.
Yes.
I will write it to the chat.
I think it's better.
Yeah, now it's better.
Maybe you try again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, we did it. It's very important we need a business plan, not only to start a business, in order to plan all the steps that we must make, but we need a business plan in order to grow the business also.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. It's the first time you have the idea, you put it in, and then you have you will develop your document, and you will see all things you need. And of course, yes, you need it for the development. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
And Susan, Lucia is sharing her experience. Would you like to read it for all of us?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
She wrote, because of the importance it has in the business world, and it's related to technology. So I'm still a student right now, but I'm planning to do something related to all in learning here. Yeah, that's very good. You can use all the points. We talk later about the business plan, and I will also introduce the canvas so that you have an idea to do it really shortly for a first idea. And then you can use this to write the plan. So yes, thank you so much.
Susan, she says that she's living in Taiwan. Because of the importance that it has in the business world. So she's sharing her experience. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you so much. Yes. Can we ask what business do you run? Also, a student. Okay.
But Lucia, could you share which field are you studying or? What are you studying right now?
I'm studying international business. Okay. Yes. Very good. And we have another comment I see. That's a very good idea, I think. Business plan like a GPS for how to structure, run, and grow a new business. That's a very good definition. I like that very much. A GPS. That's very clear for everyone. Thank you so much for that. So I think if there are no more comments, we can go ahead a little bit. So some of these things we already heard and were mentioned. So it's a very good guideline. It's a GPS. That's a perfect description. You have exactly planned of what you would like to do. So you write everything down, you know everything about your market, your customers, your competitors, and therefore to run your business, you have exactly planned how you would like to do it and what do you need for it. So that's very important thing. And as already mentioned, and it was also a very good experience, which was shared with us, you think about ideas, you think ideas through and put it also in figures. Every time you go back to your business plan, you have new ideas, you think about the topics, the market, whatever, your structure, what you would like to do, and it will be developed every time. So it's a very good thing. And if you take your business plan, I think half a year after founding a company, it's very interesting to go back and see what works, where you have to adjust, where you have to optimize. So it's a very interesting thing. And you can see if all the tables you have created, your to-dos, if they are already done. So very good idea. And if you found in a team or with a partner, it's like an agreement between you and your partners or your team, because everything we speak, we know it all is is a spoken word. Everybody see another sense in it. But if you write it down, it is clear for everyone. So, and you can go back to it. And you don't need to think about, oh, what did she say? What did he say? So you can have a look and it's there and it's clear for everyone. And you have it, of course, that was also already mentioned for a strategy and targets. Absolutely. You can do a vision for your business, and then you can go and make a strategy, measures your targets, and then at least, a to-do list. And of course, it's a development of the business. You will fill it with more information, and at this point you already develop it, or you go back half a year or 1 year, and at some points you will develop it, and therefore you develop your business. And you have a business plan, of course. You need financial support, credit, grant for founders, whatever, what else. So your idea must be very clear, the market and the customers and the competitors, and your business structure must be very clear, and it must be a very good business model, and with figures that fits to them. Then you can go to get a credit or whatever. So, and it shows you, of course, how successful your business will be. Maybe you see, oh, you have a lot of costs, and you think about your sales, and it doesn't fit together. So then you need to change it. You have to think about your costs. Do you need everything at the beginning, or you need another sales channel to have higher sales? So you can see it very clear in one table. So that's also a point. Why do we need a business plan? So what do you think? I mentioned already some ideas, but what do you think what we need Or what are the topics of a business plan? Any ideas?
Well, I always associate a business plan with money, because I think is the key point here. So it's one of the strongest ones. So I think when it comes to my mind, I always think business plan is money. So where do I get the money? If I need a loan, things like that. Okay, because
yeah,
I think that,
yes,
right? Because I think the idea about to have the idea, the brainstorming and all the things is quite easy because we are very creative. People are creative. And but the point is to make it real. And for that, you need money and a strategy. Also,
yes, absolutely.
Marketing or something financial.
Yeah, thank you. Here's also a very good comment from Lucia. An idea is a profit we would like to make in the future. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Any other comments? Okay. Then let's have a look. Yeah, yeah.
I think maybe to know exactly what's the product that you want to produce, it's also should be mentioned in the business plan, and how are you gonna develop your products future-wise. Also, maybe how you're gonna operate your business. This is important thing, and how you're going to run it. Also, the team should be included in the business plan, and maybe you can include in it the budgeting. You can include in it the strategies, your vision, your mission. All of these stuff is needed to be inside the business plan.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, so have a look. I put also some points together, but I think we had more than at the moment. We have already mentioned, of course, the idea, the strategy, the competitors, targets, the SWOT, prices, of course, we need to have. Otherwise, we can not calculate our figures. The financials, customers, yes, personal, which structure we would like to have. Do we have employees? Yes, all these things. And you have mentioned some more: vision, mission. Yes, absolutely. Very, very good. Yes. Okay. Of the point of the business plan, and let us see what information we need and why and where can we get them, and so on. So first, the important person are the founder. So it's very good to have a CV and to describe which professional qualification do you have, or the members of your team, and which commercial qualifications do you have, or the people in your team, because it's very important to have both things. Often we have a technical idea and we have a technical, but to run the business, it's also very important to have someone with a commercial qualification. So of course you can have an employee with this qualification, or someone in your team has it, or you need someone from an external view to help you with these things and with this stuff. So maybe also a consultant can do this. So it depends a little bit how your team or how your education is structured. And yes, and have a look that you have all parts in it. So, or you can also go to a seminar if you think, oh, I need a little bit more about the figures, but I have someone for taxes. So it's enough to have a seminar on this things. Then it's very important if you describe yourself or your team or you and your partner. What's your motivation? Why would you like to have a own run business? Why and what are your targets? What do you think why you do this? And yeah, is it possible to put a lot of time and money in it? We heard it already. That's very important points. So, and then it makes also sense to have a look on your strengths and weaknesses, and also about the strengths and weaknesses of your team if you are found in a team. Maybe you have some strengths and the same points the team member or your partner has as weaknesses. So it's perfectly. So, and the way around, your weaknesses make sense to have someone in your team who has these points as strengths. So if you say, so I'm the technician and I'm the creativity and I have the ideas, I can produce them, what I develop and produce them, and I can take care of the patent, whatever. But commercial things are not so my, or organizational things, then maybe you have someone in your team who is very good to organize things, to have a controlling and maybe also commercial qualifications, so that you are a perfect team with all topics in. That would be very, very good. And then, of course, what are the personal requirements? That's also very, very important. And it's also really interesting and also a development of yourself if you think about all these things. And also a vision board can help you here. So you have things clear for you. What would you like to do? What would you not like to do? And where you need someone, and where you would like to do it by yourself. So I think you learn a lot about yourself. So it's very, very excited. Then, of course, a very important point is a business idea. So you can start to explain you would like to found a company on a specific date, and what's the name. And if you have a specific date in your business plan, give you enough time to realize everything. You need some time for develop a business plan and to write it and to get all figures gathered and in the financial plan, because it makes sense to have more than one offer for things. You need to discuss things. So take your time, and I think that's very important. And the name of the company is also very important, as already mentioned on Tuesday. Sometimes it depends on the legal form. You need to have your name in it, or you can have a fantasy name, or you have a team name, or you have to put your business in it. if it's a technical thing or whatever, you can have a name which includes everything. So, and your customers should understand why you choose this name. So it's very important to explain it by yourself. Maybe you have a good idea, but it is strategically not so good, or the customer cannot understand why you have this name. So if you take my name I have also another business running. It's called Business and Horses. And it was very important to me to tell my customers, so I have a business, so I'm a consultant and a coach, but I also work with horses. And so I coach with horses. So, and I would like to explain it in the name directly. Or I had another founding company. It was called with Quality Services. So it was a company with a consultant to help them with quality issues and to help them to improve and employ the quality management in the company. Yeah. Any comments? Okay. Or I have the fire protection company is called Lens Technology, because Lens was a very big technical guy. So really similar to Siemens. So and you have you tell your customer a lot with the name of the company. So it's very interesting to explain it and to think about it and to have a strategy for the name. The same is with a picture. If you have a logo, it's the same. They should directly know what you mean and what you are doing. And it makes also sense to have it so significant that if they see it, they know, oh, this logo, this is this and this company. We know it from a lot of things. We know Coca-Cola. If you have not Coca-Cola in the capitals, but you know the written form, so everybody knows if there should stand everything else, you know it's from the Coca-Cola business. So like this. So that's a very important thing. And then you explain, of course, your business idea. In detail, in very, very details. Everything you have in your mind, write it down. What is your idea? What would you like to sell, or what would you like to produce or develop? What would you, what kind of consultant you would like to be? So, and how you would like to work every day. Think about it. What would you like to do every day? What's your main job in it? And write everything down and have an idea of who are your customers and where is the pain of your customers. So we go back to the tools, how to find a business idea. So if you think that's absolutely need for your customer, your business idea, then explain it why. So that's very interesting. I thought in my company, you have a lot of coaches in the world, but only a few work with horses. And it's not sitting in a room, it's outside, it's acting, it's an animal. So a lot of things are easier to connect with an animal than to connect with a people or with a person. Then I thought that could be a very good idea. And I love horses. So I say, why should I do my passion and my business connected? So also an idea or a tool to find a business idea. Okay. And then, of course, we already mentioned it. When would you like to start? Very important point. Take your time. I think to have a business plan, it depends a little bit on what you would like to do. If you have a technical thing, of course, you need also the prototyping, or if you have a development, you have also prototyping. It takes much more time than to have to start a consultant. If you have a quality consultant, you need to know the market, the customers, the needs, of course, and where would you like to have your position in the market. But there are no patterns, there are no prototyping, which you would like to put in your business plan. So there are differences. So it's absolutely individual decision. Yes. Then what's your unique selling proposition? Yeah, what's a special thing in your business idea? Why should the customer go to you and not to your competitor? So that's very important. I think they come to me because I have horses. So, or we have the quality management company I founded. He has a special system developed to put in every project, to have a controlling inside. So it's a very big system behind that is very good and easy to handle. And everybody who work in a company with it can see where are the steps, where are the projects, where are the controlling is standing, and so on. So that's very special. Or in the fire protection company, we have developed a product which is absolutely innovative or not on the market yet. So he's the only one in the market to have this product. So you see, it's very different, but it's also a very interesting point. And also, which knowledge and experience do you have in this field? Are you already working in this field, or have you studied it, or do you have any experience from your hobbies, or is it a creativity thing, whatever? So that's very good to know. The more you know about your field, yeah, you will sell it better than the others. So very, very important. And which customer would buy your products? So what are your target customers? Is it another company? Is it B2B or B2C? Is it maybe in another form, like a license? And you put a license. I worked for a company where we put a license to the automotive industry, but the products go to another company where the products are protected with corrosion things and stuff. So there are a lot of different ways to have a look on your customer. Is it a direct customer or not? So in the fire protection, we have also using it by the firemen and fire department, of course, but the decision maker, as I already mentioned on Tuesday, are the cities. So they are very different, and you need to know the structure around and about it. So that very very important. Which sales channel do you want to use? Do you want to have it online, or you want to have a shop, or is it directly to another company? So there are also very, very different ways to sell or to sell a product. So these are points you need to know, and you need to know the structure of these things, how they work, to get placed your product in the market. Yes, and a little bit other topics in a business idea are how many money do you need? Do you have enough? Do you need something of capital or credit or whatever? So you need to have a plan of your invest. Do you need to have a rental or machines or cars, whatever, special cars? So you put everything together, also with offers, with that you know the figures really exactly, so that you can plan and go back and say, I would like to have this because now I did, or I got the credit, whatever. Then of course the targets do you have. So let's go back. You can have short-term or middle-term or long-term targets. Put them together. What would you like to reach in your first business year? Is it possible to have the first sales? Is it possible to have, I don't know, a special amount of customers or of sales? Then put it in. Or which risk do you have? What will happen in a worst case? Maybe the product doesn't work like you would like that it work, or the customers don't need it, or the costs are higher. So put all these things you think that worst could happen in it and have a solution. So if you have this problem, then often you don't get this problem because you thought about it before you can get it. So that's very important. But on the other hand, if it comes, you have the solution and you can act immediately, because then it's necessary to do it on a short term. How many staff do you want to have in the next years? Would you like to do it by your own? Would you like to have a big company? What's your vision? What would you like to do? And what kind of qualification do they have or do they need? And what does it cost? So you have to put everything together. The next point is, the offer and prices. So let's go back. What's special? What's the USP? So on this, the price will depend on one hand, and on the other, of course, your raw material costs, your whatever you have on the cost side. When do you want to start the production? Do you need a production? If you say, I want to sell my products, let's say up to July, then you need to maybe to start the production by end of May. So have a plan in it. You can do it with the Excel table, put everything together. Yes, and where your development stands, do you need to wait for a patent? So it could take 9 months. So you know today, oh, I can found my company on January. So you know what I mean. So you need to put every information together and then to have the strategy and the to-dos on it. And what do you need else to start? Of course, we need a lot of organizational things, yes. But I had the problem in one company. We wanted to start, and everything was ready. We had the patent, we had the production company, we had everything. We had first customers, and then we had a problem with steel. So there was no steel on the market. And so you have everything to put together. What can we do then? So we had an idea to go on a warehouse and ask for steel, but it was very difficult time. So you need to put all this information also in your start date. And which price do you want to have for your products? On the one hand, of course, you have the costs of the raw materials, whatever, or your working costs, of course, and other costs like insurance and so on, rentals, car, whatever. You need to put everything together and make a calculation what you need for the product, what's the minimum. And then, of course, you have to put a margin on it. So that you, of course, you want to earn money with it. And is it a premium product or a prestige product, or is there are no competitor? Then you have a chance to get another price. So that's very important to know. And what's your market position? We already mentioned where would you like to stand with your business? Something special, something innovative, or other thing the competitors have. So you see, you need to think about all these things. And as already mentioned from one attendee was, you need to put everything together, and it develops every day. So I think you can see it, that it's yeah, a huge thing. The next point is market and competitors, and there are a lot of points under. One is, where would you like to be located? Is it possible to do it from home at the beginning because you have outsourced your production, your development, whatever? Or do you need an office? Do you need a warehouse? And think about the development of your business. It makes no sense to have it now in a small one, and you need to move in 1 year. So all these things, or can you rent more place than in this warehouse? So have enough options to run your business. So that takes a lot of time and resources to move a business from time to time. Or you have then more locations because it's not possible in one. So you have to drive around. So it costs also resources. So think about what you would like to have for the beginning, what's enough to have small costs, but think also about where you want to go and what do you need then, and have the options. So that would be very, very important. Then another point is, are the customers and the requirement of your customers. Let's go back to this morning. What are the pain? What is the need of your customer? And that depends also on your target customer group. So how old are they? Where are they? Where are they located? What income do they have? And what kind of interests they have? So there are a lot of topics to include in your customer strategy. And one big question is always, are you depending on a big customer? Sometimes we are happy at the beginning to have one big, everything is fine, everything is running, but then put small or another middle customer around. But if you lose this customer, you have a big breakdown. So that's, you need also to plan and to structure around. And yes, which requirements do the customers have? We have already mentioned. Then another point is the market directly. You can Google, of course, and find out a lot of information about your market. You have there's one address, maybe you know it, it's statista.com or .de or your country, where you can find a lot of figures and tables for your market, for the industry sector, and most of them are free. So you can have a look and learn a lot of the market where you are in. And also the question is, what are the trends? Often you can see or read articles about things they would happen in the next years, where are the research are, where are the developments are. So of course it depends on the kind of business, but often it is possible to do. And it's very important to have a lot of information about your market so that you can find your position in it. And if you have customer meetings, you can tell them what's going on in the market, or they know what's going on in the market, and you can talk with them on a same level. So that's very important. And the same thing is, who are your competitors? You need to know some competitors around you, but you need also to know which are the big players in the market, what they do, why they are so good, where are maybe things they are not so good. Maybe do a SWOT analysis and put information in it and have a look at the weaknesses and the risks of their business. And if you choose this and put it to strengths and chances, you can have another position in the market. That's very, very important. Then, of course, you need to have organization of the company and the stuff. As already discussed on Tuesday, it is, of course, very important what kind of legal form do you need. As already mentioned, if you found in a team or alone, it's another legal form then, or what kind of liability do you need, how much money you want to put in the company is also a point. And for some reason, you need to have a special legal form, because otherwise you will get you will not have sales, because some need a special form. Or sometimes the tax office decided what kind of legal form do you have due to your business. If you are a freelancer or a commercial business, and if you are a commercial business, then we have the different legal forms. So it depends. So which permits do you need? It's very important to do it at the beginning, because some take a long time. So there are some that runs very, very fast. But a commercial register is here in Germany not a really long-term thing. But on the other hand, the business registration took a long time. And the date is in the register is your start date of the business, and not the date you want to have. So that means you need enough time to work on all these things. And for business registration, you need a contract if you found with a partner or a team. So that needs also time. It's very important to have. And then which organization do you need, and what are the tasks? If you are a freelancer on an IT sector or a consultant, it's very easy. Maybe you are alone at the beginning, and if you have more work, you can find some and delegate. So that's easy. But if you want to research and to develop products, and you need to produce them, then you need a lab, you need a production, you need maybe a warehouse or the production will do it for you. So then you need all these things in your organization, or you can sort it out, or you can do it by yourself. Then you need a warehouse, a production, the machines, whatever. And you have also there a long time if you get the things. So, and then you need, of course, also the employees who will handle it. And then one question is, can you ensure a controlling? Can you have a look at figures and all these things by yourself? Or would you like to have someone who do it? Would you like to have contacts to the tax, to the HR department, inside or outside, wherever? Or would you like to have someone who do it? So, and someone or yourself to have a look at your strategy, your measures, your targets, and your to-do list. So that's a controlling around. And took a lot of time, or takes a lot of time. And another important question is, what's your plan for catastrophes and disasters? What would you like to do if the production companies cannot deliver? If you have no raw materials? If, I don't know, the truck with your products has an accident, whatever. So you need to have a plan and a second option to produce things, to get the things to your customer. So that's very important. And if you are alone and are a consultant, whatever, then you need an insurance for this. So please think about all these things, and more you think about all these things and have solutions, my experience is it will not happen in the most cases, or otherwise you have a solution. So do this work at the beginning. It helps you later if the business is running. Then, of course, if you want to do something in your company, you need staff and employees, of course. Would you like or would you not like? Maybe at the beginning you can outsource a lot of things. And if you earn a lot of enough money and you have enough sales, you can put them in your company and grow. So, and how many employees do you need? How big is your team, or should your team, and which qualification do they need? So you need a plan. I did a business plan for a consultant company for last time, and they had a absolutely clear idea what they want to do by your own. It was a team of three people, and they had an absolutely idea how much they can do by themselves. And we planned parallel to the growth of sales and customers, employees, and with different qualifications. And so they have a plan. If they have these customers and these sales, they need more employees or a bigger team, and they also know what kind of qualification do they need and what they cost. So it's a very clear plan. And if the sales come later, you can postpone your plan. That's not the problem, but it is there, and you can have a look and say, okay, now we need to have more people in the company. So it was a very, very detailed plan, but it was very, very good and it runs very good. So I think you got a lot of information now from my side, and I have more information for you. But I think before we go to figures and the canvas, let's have a short break. But before, are there any questions, any comments, any experience you would like to share? Please feel free and let us know.
Susanna, if I may, I'll tell you a little bit about my experience regarding the founder characteristics. I found that being brave or having a brave heart is very important, because sometimes you need to take fast decisions, and it might either pull you up or pull you down, but sometimes you have no other chances. So you need to be brave, and also you need to keep on training yourself. I come from an educational background, and I decided to open an industrial factory. So I didn't have any information about technical stuff, but I used to get experts to give me training sessions so as to know how to deal with machineries and how to fix machineries. Sometimes you need to know everything about your factory, so that if you get someone else to repair the machineries, you have to know that he's working well, because it's extremely expensive. And regarding the products, you need to forecast the future. That's why I remember that I've took a seminar and also a focus group regarding the product cycle. So whenever you reach the top of the cycle, you have limited time to get a new product and put it in the market, so that you'll be always straight ahead from your competitors. This is very important. And also there is a strategy that I use in everything I do in my factory, which is the 20-80 strategy. When you were talking about the customers, sometimes it's important to have lots of small or medium customers. Let's make them the 80% and 20% huge or big customers. For me, I have airlines. Those are the 20s, and the restaurants are the 80s, plus the catering companies and the hospitals. So it's very important strategy to use, not only for customers, but also for your products. Sometimes you have a product that has a few customers for it. Let's call it the 20, but the profit is really high. And you have 80%, the products are mass production, but the prices is not high as the 20%. So, or vice versa. So it's important to keep this strategy in every entrepreneur mind. It helped me a lot. And also to connect yourself with media. I have raised 2 initiatives so that I'll be in the media all the time. The first one was to help the young ladies who did not complete their education. I employ them in my factory, and I give them loans with 0 interest. And it was a HET initiative. And the other initiative that I did in my factory was employing the ladies with disabilities. Also, it gave me a chance to be connected to NGOs. And every month we have a newsletter in the media, and this is a kind of promotion, let's say, for the factory. So whenever you talk about Rimara Pack, everyone will connect it with disabilities and with giving ladies or women, empowering women. So this is important also. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we had a lot of information due to the business plan, about the founder, the business idea, markets, customers, and competitors. So we have some points left of marketing and sales. So the question is, what offer do you have for the customers? Which use the product have for your customers? So it's also very interesting to put information in detail in your business plan. For example, if you have more than one product or varieties of products. So the first product is maybe a developed product. The second part of the business is a service to this product, whatever, or in the third is the after sale offer to the customer, for example. So you can describe every offer in detail, and also every need for your customer belonging to this special part of your business. So it's very interesting to see, what do you think, what is the use of the customer of, let's say, a consultant, or go back to our quality management company. Of course, it is it's often a need, because they need a certificate to sell products. The second part is his program in which he can sell via license. So where are the need there? So everything is easier, everything is complete in one program, things like this. So that's very important. So, or if we take the fire protection product, we can use it for a bump to have no water in the house, and the need is clear: no more water if we have a lot of rain, whatever. So it's very important to have it in detail, and for each sector in your business. And then you can see also, if you put it together with the SWOT of your competitors you did, where are you better than the customers? Or what do you think, what can you do to be better? So you can read it in the tables. So that's very easy if you put a lot of information together. And the next thing we already mentioned, what about the price strategy? Would you like to have a starting price because I'm new in the business and new in the market? Or would you like to have a premium price because you say, my product is so special, it's absolutely a need for customers, they have so much pain? Then of course you can have another strategy for the price. Or do you say, if you are a consultant, my experience is not as high as like the competitors, so maybe you get a little bit less than your competitors, and if you have more experience, the price is also developing. What else? Or you go in the markets and say, hey, here I am, that's my price. So there are very different strategy. What we have learned here in the markets, but I think you can confirm it for your markets. You know, you need a minimum of price. Otherwise, the customers often think that's not so good. The product is not so good, or the quality of the product is not so good, or the quality of the consultant is not too good. So it's very important to have the price not too low, but also you have to find the middle and not too high that they say, oh, it's too much, I don't buy it. So it's very, very important to have also a look, what about your competitors? Which price strategy they do have? Maybe you can put in a special range your price strategy. So very important thing to point to think about. And maybe it's also a thing which need to be developed. Sometimes you have also, if you produce something, you have a price, and if you have more among you take, the price is lower, so you have more earnings on it. So it need to be put in a strategy. Then of course we have the sales part. So the question is, with sales volume, are you aiming for? How much would you like to sell? In which channels, of course, and which sales partners would you like to use? Do you have a distributor, or do you have a local shop? Do you have maybe some have very big partners which deal with products in the market, so you can put your products into that offer, so that also helps. So that's very interesting. And we all know how important social media today is. I think a lot of business will be made due to social media. If it is LinkedIn or if it is Facebook, it depends on the target group, or I think the most is Instagram. And you can also use maybe for your product influencer. So there are a lot of ways, and of course you need a homepage. And there's also to decide, it's a kind of strategy. Do you need it only to have it so that the guys can find you? Or do you need it to get customers? Then it's another homepage, of course, with other points in it, like SEO or whatever, or advertisements. Then if you only want to inform, so there are very, very important things you need to think about. And in this case, or belonging to this, you need also to think about the cost of sales. Would you like to put money in advertisement? Or is it necessary? Sometimes you need also to write an article. Or to make videos for the social media channels. Whatever do you need, wherever your customers are, you need the right strategy for this. And that is the same with advertisement. So how do customers find our product? Do they need to go to your page? Do they find it everywhere? So it's depending. Or would you like to have a small community? So all these things need to be need to be write down and think about, and to have a strategy. Another thing is to do a SWOT for your business. What do you think? Where are the strengths of your business? You fulfill all needs of your customers. You are strategic as a USP, or you are organizational talent, or you have a product which you can sell which is not in the market yet. All these things you can put together, as well as the weaknesses. What do you think? Where are the weaknesses at the moment in your company or in your planned company? Put it together and try to think about what you can do against it. Where can you solve these things and change maybe your product or your strategy? Often I heard it's nobody knows me, like things like this. I don't know how to network. So, and then you have a to-do, you have a new to-do where you can think about, okay, I need to network. Let me think what's possible in my town, what's possible in this market, what possible, there are exhibitions, whatever. And then you can solve it. And it is not longer a weakness. So that's a very good thing, I think. Where are your opportunities? Of course, you can earn money. You can get a part of the market. You can I don't know. You can develop the next products because the first is running, because you have 20 ideas. I don't know. So these are all your opportunities. And make also a to-do list for your opportunities, because if the first thing is running, you can start with them. And then we have also the threats. Yes, have a look at it. Most I heard, yeah, I don't know. I earn no money. Nobody wants my product, and all these things. And you can also take it and have a strategy for it to solve also the threats. Of course, it's not possible to do all and to have everything, but you can have a strategy and you can work on it. So I think that's a very good idea, to have an overview and to think about not only, wow, I have an idea, that's wonderful. So to also think about what could happen and how can I solve it. So that, I think it's a very important point as well. Okay, let's go a little bit to financial things. So there are a lot of possibilities to get tables. Most of the credit institutes have some tables on their website. That's very interesting. Or the Chamber of Commerce has it, or you can find it also in the internet. So it's necessary to have an idea, how much money do you need for private needs, for your rental, for your for your car if it is not in the company, for cost of daily needs, whatever do you have, a private cell phone, private, of course, an insurance. So put all these costs together, that you know how many money do you need every month for vacation, whatever. And then next to this, you can do an investment plan. So do you want to rent an office? Then you need office equipment. Or if you start in your home office, you need maybe a little bit office equipment. Maybe you need to take, maybe you need to take the products from the manufacturer. or you need to rent a warehouse. Maybe you need cars or one car where you can go to the customer. You need also to invest some money in the legal form, as we already mentioned, to register it. And maybe you need some invest for your costs of living until you get the first earnings. Then we have the profitability. That's the main part of the financials in the business plan. There you have here the sales. You can put it in different parts, like as we talked about, the consultant fee, then the license for the program, whatever, or you have the product selling, the service selling, after sales, whatever it is, you put it in. And you put it at the beginning for every month, and then for the second and the third year. And often it is so, if you start a business, the first months there are no sales because everybody needs to know you. Maybe you can do it before a little bit, but mostly you work on it if you start, because then you can go out with your product, go out with your ideas of consultant or whatever. And then you have the first months mostly no sales, or you have first meetings to discuss your offer, and then they take it, and if you earn the money, the month it is the next month. So have it in your mind, if you plan your costs and your invest, that you put it in. Then you have things, yes, for production and materials. So you can say, hey, I need raw materials. I need, other things for the products. Normally for consultant things, you have no materials. Then you have, of course, costs. That's, I think, a big part. If you have stuff, you need to put it in. If you have office, you need to put it in. You have a car, you have things for your office, like telephone, license fees for your computer, like this. Then you have advertisement, maybe you have travel costs, and here you have things like insurance or Chamber of Commerce fees, whatever. And then here you have costs for the tax office, for lawyer, for consultant, if you need it. So, and maybe you have a leasing if you need machines or cars or whatever, and you have a part of costs maybe for seminars like that, and you should put something, you have something here in for things you need which you don't know at the moment. So that you have a little bit here. So then you have the sales minus the materials minus the costs, and that's your earnings, or at the beginning your loss. And then you can see how it develops, or it should be developed, and then you can plan and say, oh, I need to have less costs, or I need to have an idea to have more sales, whatever. So you can change the figures as often as you want here, and have an idea how it can fit and works for you and your company. Then I have some tips for you, but I think most of them we talked about. So again, if you found in a team or with a partner, check the requirements and imaginations and expectations of each other. It makes no sense if somebody says to you, oh, I only want to do 20 hours per week, and you say, oh, I want to do all my resources in the new company because I would like to run it. So these things, it must be clear. Depending on experiences, it makes also sense to have a discussion about it, to be clear. Maybe if you have two technicians, that you are clear that you need someone for commercial things. So things like that, we talked about already about it. Then take the time you need. So if the business you want to run is complex, you need, of course, more time. Sometimes you need more time to get different offers. So take your time you need. It will be better. Ask a consultant to help or to have a look at it, or to be a sparring, only for questions, whatever, or to think about things, or search for another guy in your university, maybe at career service or other service center for foundings, so that you can get an opinion from outside. So it helps very well. Yes, and we also heard today, optimize and develop your business plan again and again. It will be a working paper. Okay. Any questions so far or any comments? Okay, then let's go to the canvas. Okay, the canvas is a business plan as a one-pager. So it could be the first step. It was developed by Alexander Osterwald. He's a Switzer businessman, speaker, and he developed this one-pager. So you have an overview on one page, so you can see if your business idea works. It is a very good first step for a business plan. Here you fill out all fields. We can go through it, of course, and all points are already considered, brought into context, and the dependencies are shown. So that's very interesting. So that why you have also the value propositions in the middle. Your product and everything is around. So let us go through a little bit. In the middle,
Susan, I'm sorry. Before you continue, Celia is asking something through the chat. How can you start a business being a student with no money, or how can you save up for it?
Yeah. There are different options. you can get financial support from a country, for example. There are we have business center, for example, in our country, where you can get money from as financial support, and it's not necessary to pay back. So there are different options. Then, of course, there are different forms of credits, especially for founders. And it depends on your business. Sometimes, depending on your business, there is no invest necessary. So there are different options. So that's why it's important to go to a consultant or to a career service center at the university to get this information belonging to your country.
I would like to say something about it.
Yes.
Actually, I have sent you through the email, through the chat, one link that you can check is a jump starter. If you have an innovative idea, you want to jump starter for a business idea, I think that there will be a really good start for you. The first prize will be the first place will be take 10,000 euros. So they have 9 categories. So it's very huge categories and where you can participate. So as a student or PhD researcher or master degree researcher, or actually a bachelor as well, you have plenty of options where you can find funding for your business idea. I know because the project, the HEY initiative, we have the funding from the EIT European Commission, so you can find more information there in all the links I have sent you. And also in the University of Oviedo, you can find in Talent2O, that is the platform where you can find all the support for your business idea and all of these entrepreneurships links and information and support. So check all of the links that you can find here in the chat, and just let me know if you have any questions about it. Wait a minute. Okay. I hope that this will be helpful for you. Thank you.
Okay. Any more comments or questions? Okay. Then let's go through the canvas. So again, in the middle, you have the value proposition, your product, your thing you want to sell, or your consultant you want to sell. And around you have nearly the same topics as in the business plan, only here in short terms to have a good start. So on let's go to the right side. You have the customer relationships. Who are your customers? It's like I explain it to you. Where are your customers? How you would like to work with your customers? That's why relationship. And on which channels you would like to do it? How get the product to your customer, and how do you want to connect with your customers? Which channel would you like to use? It's the same I always mentioned, in a shop, online, B2B, B2C, all these things you can put in. And then you have customer segments. Who are your target customers? Are they different? As also already explained, there was a license form or whatever you have, or where is the decision maker and where is the customer. So you can all put the same information, explain it to you in this short form. And then you see it on one page, if it could work or not, or what is missing. There are a lot of small questions in it, which can help you to fill it out. I can put the link later in the chat. There's a link above so that you can go on it, and then you have this form. On the left side, we have key partners who you need, like the manufacturer, the lawyer for the patent, the warehouse guys where you have to work with, whatever. Then you have key activities. What do you need to do? The same as already discussed. And key resources. Yeah, what do you need? Do you need employees? Do you need things to outsource? What do you need? You need a tax office, you need maybe a lawyer, do you need the HR department if you have own employees? Whatever do you need? All these things we already discussed this morning, you can put in a short form in it. And at the bottom, you have the cost structure. What's your price? What are your costs? Which costs do you have? And on the other hand, you have the revenue streams. You put in the sales, and then you can see if it works. So that's a short form, and it's maybe the first step to develop a business idea before you write, I don't know, 20 or 40 pages and put all figures in tables. You can use it, and you will get an idea what is missed, where do you need more information, what's good, however. So then I put the link into the chat. Are there any questions to this one pager? Or comments? To start. What's your opinion about startup companies that are created with like ChatGPT? What do you mean with GPT?
I think, Susan, that is a artificial intelligence. That is the. I think so. Maria, could you? Yeah, intelligence. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know this. I need to. Can you explain it? Yeah, the question is if the AI can can know all things you need for the business plan, and if they can put everything in relation, you know what I mean? You can try it. But I think it's a better way to do it by yourself. Because then you think about it, you plan it by yourself. Maybe you can use it for parts of it. Does it help? Are there any other questions or comments? Or ideas, experiences?
Susanne, about this, I have a comment. What I think.
Yeah.
I think at the end that your customers are humans. A chat is not gonna be like, it's not gonna solve your problems, or it's not gonna give you a solution for the you know what I mean, like for the humanity problems. Like I don't think so. You try with humans beings, so it is okay if you want to use it for a business plan, for concepts. As I think that is okay, but at the end you are trying with your customers, and your customers are no a machine. So
exactly, absolutely.
That's what I think.
Or you can, yes, you can, or you can put it in addition to it. Yeah. Any other comments? Or questions? So then I go back. To the email address where you can send it. I think Lina has put it in the chat a few minutes ago. You can send your canvas or vision board until Friday, and let me know if you want to have a feedback. Here you have the email address again. And I think I put let's see, I need to, the link into the chat so that you have the form of the canvas and you can download it. And I think I cannot get into the chat. Here. So you have to send either the vision board or the canvas.